beginning. You think it started with fire. It didn't. It started with paperwork, with hospital bills, with hold music, with a cardboard urn that weighed less than it should. Cleveland wasn't attacked, it was unmade. No blast, no heat, no warning. A baton cracked, a skull didn't. The city came apart instead. Steel peeled like piddles. Concrete hovered in silence. Bodies arranged in circles, palms lifted toward nothing. Recon drones caught 2 frames, a man walking east, calm, alone, not looking back. That was me. Jason died on that bench. Something else walked out of Ohio. And when I broke beside a dying fire between states, between identities, the world heard me. They didn't understand it, so they reached for a word. Dallas. A church bright enough to blind the grieving. Cameras mounted like stained glass, a man in a Telex suit, selling heaven by the minute. He spoke about judgment like it was his, collected tithe like it was protection, promised miracles on installment plans. When Cleveland fell, he said the event was punishment. He said it was a sign, he said it had a name. You needed something to call the fear, so you made one. You whispered it, you printed it, you broadcast it. And now I'm walking toward the place that decided what I am. Not for spectacle, not for revenge, for correction. I'm not your devil, I'm not your prophecy. I am what happens when grief stops asking permission. And this time, you will say my name, because you chose it! I didn't come here angry. That would have been easier. Anger burns fast, anger makes noise, anger gives you an excuse. This wasn't that. I walked. No plan, no speech memorized, no fire in my hands, just questions. The city didn't look evil, it never does. Traffic lights changed, people laughed outside restaurants, a couple argued about nothing, a man prayed in his car before work. Normal. That's what makes it hard to see. I kept thinking, if this happened to her, how many others never said it out loud? How many sat in waiting rooms with prayer cards in their pockets? How many mailed checks they couldn't afford because someone on a stage told them hope had a price? I thought I'd find monsters. Instead, I found buildings, billboards, neon crosses. Air conditioning humming, security guards checking their phones, everything quiet, too quiet. I didn't come here to be God. I came here because no one else would say it. The doors were open. They always are. I stepped inside. You knew she was dying. You looked into the camera. You saw her eyes and you smiled. Not a nervous smile, not a broken one, a salesman's smile. You told her to sow her last seed, told her healing would come if she just believed a little harder. Belief for you always came with a routing number. You leaned forward. You You softened your voice. You said, "Sister, I can feel your miracle." You felt her wallet. You didn't heal her. You never meant to. You gave her hope just long enough for the payment to clear, then you sent her a form letter. A prayer cloth soaked in perfume, a signature stamped by someone who never met her. You moved on to the next segment, the next testimony, the next desperate face. You told her God was watching. He was. And so was I. At first, I thought she was an exception, one woman, one tragic story buried under stage lights and applause. I told myself you were just another fraud with a microphone. Then I started looking. I watched the old broadcasts, the ones without background music, the ones where the camera cuts too fast, the ones that disappear from your website. Different cities, different states, different hair, different hospital bracelets. Same trembling hands, same promise, same invoice, the same woman. Over and over again. You didn't just exploit grief, you built a system for it. A conveyor belt of the desperate, a factory line of miracles pending approval. You wore gold while your congregation fed food stamps into your empire. You wrote off your jets while they cried in parking lots. You built palaces with tithe blood, you called it favor. You installed chandeliers while chemotherapy dripped into veins. You installed LED baptismals while ventilators hummed in the dark. You told the mothers in your flock that their children would recover if they just sowed an expectation. Expectation. Such a clean word when the children died. You said their faith must have faltered. You said heaven had other plans. You never refunded the offering. She sat on the floor, shaking, praying, crying while you adjusted your cufflinks backstage. She sold her wedding ring. You upgraded your security detail. She maxed out a credit card. You added another wing to your building. She begged for mercy. You sold her hope. You packaged it. You televised it. You branded it. And she was not alone. How many hospital rooms echoed with your reruns? How many funerals were financed by seed offerings? How many men stood in driveways staring at foreclosure notices while your jet idled on a private runway? You call it ministry. I call it inventory. Rows and rows of names, mothers, fathers, children, all itemized beneath your smile. And tonight, preacher, you don't get the stage lights. You don't get the choir swelling behind you. You don't get the countdown clock in your ear, just you. And oh wait, do you feel it? The air is different now. There's no applause waiting for you, no donation line forming, only the silence you thought was protecting you. You believed God's silence meant approval. It didn't. It meant patience. You thought no one was counting. I counted the reruns. I counted the fundraisers tied to diagnosis. I counted the testimonials that disappeared when the patients did. You industrialized grief. You turned scripture into subscription service. You turned faith into financing, and you did it with perfect hair and a polished smile and a camera angle just right. I'm not the devil, but I'm no angel either. I'm just a guy who finally stopped pretending. This was someone else's problem. I'm just a guy who can finally do something about it. You built a machine that feeds on the dying. The machine stops here, preacher. There are no lawyers in the next room, no press team, no security cordon, no exit through the side hall. Just this moment, just this breath, and the silence you earned. The silence is coming for you now.
Good evening. Tonight, authorities in Dallas are still investigating what officials are calling a catastrophic structural event that occurred earlier today at the New Covenant Prosperity Center in North Dallas. The church, led by nationally televised evangelist Reverend Malcolm Hale, was destroyed shortly after 2:17 p.m. local time. Witnesses report that Hale had just begun addressing his congregation when the building experienced what some described as a sudden pressure shift, followed by what experts are calling a contained implosion. Emergency crews arrived within minutes of this hour. Investigators are still assessing the scene. What makes this event unlike any other, however, is what happened in the moments immediately afterward. Multiple cell phone videos, now verified by independent analysts, show a man suspended in the air approximately 30 feet above the collapsed structure. The footage appears consistent across at least 9 separate angles. The man is seen hovering briefly amid smoke and dust. He then descends slowly. No visible cables, no aircraft, no equipment. When his feet touch the ground, he begins walking away from the scene. He does not look back. Witnesses say he moved calmly through debris and ash before disappearing into the lingering smoke. Authorities have not identified the individual. Online speculation has spread rapidly. Some have referred to him as the broadcaster, referencing last week's unexplained global transmission in which a male voice declared, quote, "I wasn't supposed to exist." Others have used terms like the judge or the silence. But one name appears to be gaining traction across social media platforms tonight: Wraith. Investigators have not confirmed whether the same individual responsible for the earlier broadcast is connected to today's events. However, digital forensics teams are reviewing archived footage and signal logs for potential links. Reverend Hale's current condition has not been officially released. Federal agencies have declined comment. As more information becomes available, we will continue to provide updates. For now, officials are urging the public to avoid the area, while structural assessments are ongoing. We'll be right back. I heard it in a diner, north side of town. Vinyl booths cracked at the seams. Coffee that tastes like it's been sitting since sunrise. Nobody was talking about me yet. They were arguing about a missed field goal, about gas prices, about whether the rain was finally going to break the heat. The TV over the counter was tuned to the evening news, volume low, closed captions lagging half a sentence behind. I wasn't really paying attention, just watching steam rise off my cup, listening to forks scrape plates. Then I heard my own voice, flat, compressed, running through cheap speakers. I looked up. There I was, smoke behind me, dust hanging in the air, a man floating where a church used to be. Someone 2 stools down leaned forward. "Fake," he said. Didn't even look worried, just annoyed. Another guy said, "Government thing has to be." The waitress topped off my coffee like the world hadn't folded in on itself an hour ago. And then the anchor said it, "Wraith." Calm, professional, like it was just another developing story. "Wraith." It sounded strange in her mouth, like something you'd call a shadow when you don't know what cast it. I didn't feel powerful when I heard it, didn't feel holy, didn't feel like a monster either. It just felt distant. Like they were talking about someone else, I watched myself descend on that screen, watch the smoke part around me, watch myself walk away without looking back. That part stuck. I didn't remember deciding not to look, I just didn't. The anchor kept talking, federal agencies reviewing footage, online speculation spreading, a name gaining traction. Wraith. I said it under my breath, testing it. Wraith. It doesn't mean hero, doesn't mean villain, it means something that passes through, something you can't hold, something you can't quite see until it's already gone. The bell over the diner door rang when someone left. Nobody noticed me. Nobody pointed. Nobody whispered. I was just another guy in work boots with dust still clinging to the cuffs of my jeans. The news shifted to weather. Storm system moving in from the west, life continuing. There's the part that felt strange. The world doesn't stop, not for churches, not for men, not for names. I finished my coffee, left a few bills under the mug, walked past the TV without looking up again. Outside, the air was thick, traffic steady. Sun starting to dip behind the strip malls. I stood there for a minute, listening. No sirens nearby, no helicopters overhead. Just winding overdue power lines. Rain. I needed something to calm me. People don't like blanks. They don't like questions without labels. A name makes it manageable, makes it a headline, makes it a file. I'm still just a guy, still breathing, still walking. But now there's a word attached to it, and words stick. They follow you, they grow teeth, they grow stories. I didn't choose it, but I didn't push it away either. If they need a ghost, I can be one. I started walking. Didn't know where yet, just away from the TV glow. Away from the version of me that hangs in the air like smoke. The sun was almost down, and for the first time since the church fell, it was quiet again.